And then, Brian, it came time for our main event of the evening. Is it just me, or is it a lot of people saying it on Twitter that good old Frank Mortise is getting a lot more big main event matches now that he's publicly been seen going out and dating Mercedes Moon? Is there nepotism going on? Is he a nepo bull?
What is that? Would it be a nepo beast? I mean, why'd you go right to bull? He's the beast Mortos.
Well, he's wearing a bull head, isn't he? Or what head is that of an animal?
I don't know for sure, but I know it's a beast.
It might be a bison.
It could be
It could. Well, no. Think about this now. What kind of animal is that he's wearing the head of? Is it a bison? Is it a buffalo? Is it just a regular old bull? One of them big old humpback bulls down in Texas? And if so, is that the common thread that has linked these two little crazy kids and star-crossed lovers together? You got a bull, you got a camel. They're made for each other.
Does he do promos? Have we ever heard him talk? Can he speak English? Or are you going to get like
I don't know,
like,
but you're
going to get that Charlotte Andrade thing where it's like you can't imagine him ever having a conversation.
Well, but here's the thing. I want to hear him give a closing argument in Spanish, but with the bull head on his head. In gimmick, but because he's a lawyer. They've established this. He's a lawyer.
Frank.
So Frank the lawyer, I want him to dress up in full rigor mortis outfit here with the bull head and everything, and then give a closing argument in Spanish.
Man,
I think that would be fantastic.
To answer your question, I thought about it. I hate to say I did, but I obviously did. I thought about it a couple weeks ago. I thought about it during the Mexico show where he filled in for, it was like all the top heels in the company and him. It was like Death Riders, Young Bucks, and Beast Mortos. It's like, yeah, it does seem like since word came out that he was dating Mercedes Moné, and I can't wait to read the next issue of Mercedes Moné's Moné Mag for all inside scoop on this.
Hey, this time she's not going to be lost in the fucking woods. She's going to be lost out in the bull pasture.
Well, it definitely seems noticeable now that, yeah, this guy's getting used in a very nice position for someone that is fine, I guess, for AEW mid-card.
Midnight at the Oasis, put your camel to bed. So Hangnail Page wrestled Frank Rigor Mortis in the main event, which ran, of course, past 10 o'clock because they all do. And then Page beat him with the buckshot. But then the lights went out. And the lights were out for a little while. I didn't time it exactly as to the number of seconds, but Brian, you can vouch for me. Tell me if I'm not depicting this correctly, but while the lights were out, the announcers were still talking. They were saying, folks, we're still on the air. The lights have gone out for some reason, right? You can hear the people murmuring in the arena. The audio is unmarred. It's exactly the same as it would be. We just got a black screen. Is that a fair appraisal?
Yeah, fair appraisal.
Okay, well, then the lights come back on. And now in the middle of the ring where it's just been Paige standing there when the lights went off, now Paige is down on both knees. And there are Maddie and Nikki, the Hardley boys, holding each of his hands, ready to give him their little knee lift that they do. The problem is, in no time during the time the lights were off, did you hear any struggle, any noise, any, who are you? Any, get down on your knees.
A bump.
Any suck it, bitch. Any bump, any struggle or conflict of any kind. Total silence from the ring. And they've established all the microphones are still on. You can hear the people. You can hear everything. And then when the lights come back on, he's on his knees. He's looking up at them. And he goes, oh, my God. And they look at the people to milk it. And then they draw back. And then they give him the knee lift. He's a foot taller than either one of these guys. All he had to do, they're just holding his hands. All he had to do was stand up, jerk him off balance. Hey, come here, you little pricks. Bam. No wonder they get the shit kicked out of them every time they get in a fight. None of these fuckers know how to fight. But what was that? He just looks up horrified like, oh, don't do this to me in 10 seconds.
Yeah, that face he made was ridiculous.
It was like they had guns pointed at him. But also, again, no effort to move. Oh my God, I can't imagine how painful this thing you're going to do to me in the next 14 seconds will be.
How did they get him down?
How'd they get him down?
Why did it make no noise? Why didn't he yell? Why didn't he yelp? Something. So, I mean, again, how did he get down? It took them a while. I know Tony loves it because ECW did it with the lights going out, but it's so lame. And all the stuff with the Bucks is lame. And that wasn't even the end of it. It somehow got worse.
Oh, yeah. Well, then the music plays, and here comes Dick the Boozer and the Boar Horseman, except for Claudio, who's. I read on the internet, he asked for time off, but he's not injured. Maybe he's just fed up. I don't know. But they come out and get in the ring, and everybody stands there because Paige is selling dead from this shitty double knee lift. Again, these people are hit with chairs and thrown through furniture and dive off balconies, and they're up in seconds. But this little shitty knee lift from these two children that never connects anyway. And he's laying there dead. And the heels stand there until Moxley brings out a logging chain and puts it around Paige's neck and gets him in a stationary choke. Where he's not throttling him or shaking him around. There's no motion. He's just twisting it. And again, nobody trying to help. As we talked about earlier, it's either feast or famine. Either the security is there in a heartbeat, or they'll let people commit aggravated mayhem for 15 minutes. Well, this time we've established that there's not only a bunch of referees, but we've also established there's a bunch of security. That nobody came out until finally here comes Samoa Joe and Hobbs and Shapoopy. But they can't get in the ring because the heels are playing King of the Hill and won't let them in the ring. And then finally, Osprey comes out, and suddenly he just dives right in, and the heels leave, and everybody stands around. And everybody's mad at everybody. Nobody really remembers why. A lot of things take place. You can't process it all. There's matchups going on at the pay-per-view, but we still don't even know what is going to be the point of this briefcase. When they open the briefcase and the belt isn't there, is it going to lead us into some fabulous other dimension of creativity? What the fuck is going on here?
That would be interesting. They open the briefcase, there's nothing in there, and then Renee comes out wearing the belt. Maybe they could do that.
I thought you were going to say Renee would come out of the briefcase. Now that I'd pay to see.
I don't know. That'd be pretty magical.
She did used to be a contortionist in her younger days. She was able to be folded up into a small wallet and credit card holder.
I think despite people claiming that the Moxley title run has been a big success, people are ignoring the fact.
Who claimed that?
Oh, no. Dave Meltzer has claimed it. Other people have claimed it, that his title run has led to a business increase, not a business decrease. But it's been a complete creative failure. AEW's own fans hate it. And I think fans right now have their fingers crossed that hopefully we're on the last days of it, but
then we end up with Paige.
I'm not going to put money on that either. I'm not, we'll see what happens, but this stuff has got to go away. And then after that, we're going to get Paige in the Bucks because that's what we need. More of that shit.
Maybe they could program Paige with Mina Melons.
Nick Jackson has never looked like a wrestler. He's never looked less like a wrestler than he does right now. He has no shape to him. His hair that was always receding has receded to a whole new degree right now. He looks ridiculous.
When you
he has to wear
accidentally drop,
he has to wear the full bodysuit like Randy Savage when he got off steroids. This guy wasn't on steroids. Imagine what it looks like. It's just not good.
when you accidentally drop a glob of face lotion in a sink of water, that type of indiscriminate shape where it just kind of floats around, that's what you're saying Nick Jackson's body looks like?
I think that's part of it, yeah. The fact that they can't talk, that the promos suck, that the fans don't have the right kind of heel reaction to them. I think there's a whole number of things, and yeah, I think they're gonna double down on all that for one last run for all these people before their bodies break down and they're not worth what Tony's paying them.
Well, they've never been worth what Tony's paying him, but that hadn't stopped him before now. But again, if I was taking shit, I would say, okay, you're giving Okada how much, and you're giving Ibushi how much, and what about me, boss? I'm still young and able to fall down.
For real? I'd say if you want me to stay, you pay me now for my future.
Well, he's paying everybody else for their past.
That's right.
Well, in what other place, I'll say this and we'll move along to if anybody watched this fiasco, but in what other company of any endeavor in the world can you actually get a lot of money, a guaranteed job, and a nice contract because you used to be good at the thing that they did 10 or 15 years ago? Where? How? When? Why?
Well, there are talentless executives who always get a second or third chance. A lot of it's about relationships, and of course, that's the AEW story. A lot of it's about relationships, but that was AEW Dynamite.
Hey, that guy used to be great 20 years ago. Let's fucking put him on the team.